Hello, this is Research Methods, and I am Dr. Carola Fortner, and I am your instructor for this term. This is a little overview over the course, and I will go step by step to show you what we're doing. So you start out going to Canvas, and you find your course, and what you see here are the course syllabus, which is a good thing to review. You see the different to-do lists, and it says here the first one is the discussion topic, which is due April 16th, as well as the knowledge path, which probably should come first. And let's see what we have. Let's see here. When we go to the overview of our first lesson, these classes are organized always the same way. There's an overview, there is the first assignment, the knowledge path, and an assignment. In this class, what is really about is to learn about the scientific method that is developed to test psychology and to develop knowledge in the psychological field. So you read about these methods, you'll apply what you have learned using peer-reviewed research studies, and those you'll find on the topic of your choice. So first of all, you need to find the topic of your choice, and you need to know how to find research studies. There are some resources here that will help you with that. And then once you have that, the assignment in the first week is actually an annotated bibliography of 6 articles, actual research articles that you need to find. And eventually we'll develop a literature review with that, and that will lead to the design or proposal of a study on your topic. You don't have to actually carry it out, but you have to make a research proposal, and we'll go step by step to develop that as we go through the topics. And so if we're looking at the week 1, the next item here on the list is a to-do list. And it says exactly here, first you do the knowledge path assignments, and those are due Thursday by 12 midnight. Then the weekly assignments are the discussion board, and here the first post is due on also Thursday night, late at night, and then you have to, by Saturday, leave at least 4 peer responses. And if you miss out for some reason on the discussion, the first post, you can still leave the responses, but you can't get points for late discussion posts and responses. Then there's an individual assignment, and this week that's the annotated bibliography. So as we kind of click go on, you'll come to the knowledge path. And what you do is you click here, and this will get you actually, I already clicked the link, but it'll take you to the knowledge path on a new page. And I kind of sort of jumped into the knowledge path a little bit. And I want to point out, you should be familiar, so really step-by-step kind of gives you a map, and you go step-by-step through that. And I'm sort of like, I did a couple assignments, and I'm here at the Science, Common Sense, and Clinical Practice assignment. And I just wanted to show you that if you are done sort of with your readings, which are, like they kind of go through here, I was actually happy to help write this book. So if you have any questions, I should be able to answer them. But as you go through the readings, it gives you an option to say, yes, add alternative versions of this content to my lesson path. So if you'd like to, in addition to reading, there's also, if you click it, you will find some alternative content that I've selected and put together for you here in terms of videos that should also help you understand the content of the lesson. Then you'll go on to the questions, and I'll ask you a question and you'll answer them. And then if you didn't get the right, it'll give you the right answers, and that's how you move through the knowledge path. If we're looking at the first assignment, then is the discussion. And this week, that's the introduction of your topic. There's a 3-part discussion, so you make sure that you get all 3 of them. In this week's discussion, you will introduce yourself to your classmates and share something unique about yourself. You can be creative if you like. And then, because you will be analyzing research methods in this course, you will write that proposal that I mentioned of a research study on a topic of your choice. So for this discussion, you should address the following. Identify your research topic of choice, provide some background information on your topic, suggest one or more theories that can help understand or describe your topic, and discuss potential ethical concerns that researchers should consider when studying your topic. And you should have come across some of the ethics in your readings of this week. Then in the third part, we want you to go to the basics of APA style tutorial. So if you click this link, I'll take you right there. And then once you've completed the tutorial, write a paragraph reviewing what you've learned. So here are some of supplemental materials and links that I put in here for you. Here is a link for some ideas for research topics in psychology, how to make it manageable, how to narrow and develop your topic, and also how to build a thesis and have a focus. So there's your rest of the instructions, which says that you need to have at least 450 words in length in all of the discussions. They're due by Thursday night. Your responses there need to be 4 of them, and they should be 100 words long. And they're due then by Saturday. So then we come to the assignment. So in this week, it's an annotated bibliography. And in order to get ready for your literature review, you need to have at least 6 original research articles. And but before you begin, review the final paper guidelines. And there's a link here that you can take a look for this course. So that's not for this week, but for the whole course. And for this week, then, you begin researching a topic that you have already shared with your other classmates in the discussion. And in this case here, the annotated bibliography is supposed to help you organize and summarize and analyze and evaluate the sources that you found helpful. So if you find a source that turns out in your annotated bibliography not to be very helpful, you might want to go back and find another source, because it's really important you have good sources here at the beginning, because your whole class sort of rests on these sources. Now, if you have a question of whether or not a source is actually an actual research study, I highly recommend that you write to me and send me a note through the inbox or through email, and I'll be very happy to help you take a look at that and saying, yes, this is a strong research study. Or if you're totally stuck, I can, also help you with other questions in terms of like, I can't find any studies at all. How do I do it? So don't ever feel afraid to contact me with any questions, because that's why I'm here, to help you out. So the assignment outline is you introduce your topic and explain why you selected the topic. And then for each of your 6 sources, which are original research articles from peer-reviewed journals, you cite the APA style. You write a 1 or 2 paragraph annotation where you give a brief summary of the source, and you evaluate the source's usefulness for your purpose. So you'll find that research can help you focus or perhaps steer you in a new direction. So don't feel afraid to change your topic if your research that you find in your sources make your topic a little different, or if you narrow it a little bit or give it a different spin. But you want to definitely do that in the first week rather than having to kind of go back and change things as you go on. So how can you find original research articles? Original research usually has these sections in the article. So you want to look at an article and you want to see a literature review or background, a method section, results, a conclusion, and discussion. So another way to tell if you have an actual research study is that these studies are actually written by the actual researchers who conducted the study. So if you find a review online where they mention somebody else conducted the study, then that's not original research. You can also look at the database, and if you put in your in the search box your topic, and in the second search box research or study, that should help you narrow it down as also. So what is not original research are review articles that summarize somebody else's research. They can actually be a good starting point for you to narrow your topic, but they're not one of your 6 sources. So, and if you do have a nice review article in the reference section, you might find some hints for articles that will work for you. Press releases, newspapers, magazine articles, these are not research articles. They are what we're learning to do, which is, as somebody with a college degree, eventually you serve as the bridge between the actual research academic knowledge and the people who don't have the college degree and don't have access to this information. Plus, it'll give you good help in working in your field, because instead of relying on hunches, you actually have access to the original knowledge. So web pages like Mayo Clinic, WebMD, MD, Simply Psychology, Psych.com.net, Psychology Today, Very Well Mind, they're not sources for original research. I'm sorry. They have nice starting points sometimes, and they help you understand your topic more, but you need to find those 6 sources that are actual research. So you might find some research articles on government websites. There you have to sometimes sort through quite a few articles that are not research, but there are a lot of good findings that might fit your search. Professional organizations sometimes have good information, but don't usually have original research. All right, so here are some supplemental helps for you. We have these are videos. It says finding articles in the Hatch database. So if you don't know how to do that, that's a good one to watch. All of these are pretty short. You can see that's 7 minutes. How to search the Hatch book and DVD catalog, psychological resources on the web, and a brief guide to writing a psychology paper. Now here is probably, and by the way, APA formatting still here, but if you wanted to look at Purdue OL's, Purdue OWLS example of an APA annotated bibliography, here is an example. So I clicked this link already, and here's what you can find. So you want to go down to where the APA annotation is, and it's a nice example. So here what they did is they looked at an article by Ehrenreich B., which is the author, and this is about nickel and dimed on not getting by in America. Now, this is not a research article, so we wouldn't use this. However, it gives you an idea of how you do this. Like, so you first write down your source, and then you put a couple articles in there and summarize it. And then you can sort of say, like, what is it about this source that helps you and that's interesting for your topic? All right, so this is a start. Please feel free to work with me on this class, and don't feel afraid to get in touch with me. That's my job, and I enjoy it, obviously. Meanwhile, I hope that you stay safe, and we'll see you in next week for the next introduction.